Every bear market, crypto always seems to draw down a good 80%, be it Bitcoin, be it XRP, be it any of the altcoins that you're looking at. That 80%, that potential 80% drawdown is what usually spooks people out when it comes to bear market territory. So in today's video, I want to talk about when, or rather, at what point do we see those bearish targets playing out? And as someone who has already sold 60% of her original position, I also want to talk about one more thing. At what point do the bears start sweating? And as someone who sold at that 260 region on the break of the weekly dynamic, you think that I would be comfortable. That's far from the truth. I'm not comfortable right now. What I'm seeing is hesitance from the bears. I feel like XRP is stuck between a rock and a hard place. And there are certain levels on this chart that, if reclaimed, the bears are going to start sweating. I'm going to be revealing those levels at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Also, before we get into the juice, just a quick heads up, the Black Friday sales are now live. The coupon code is BLACKMANGO on my screen, as well as in the description below. You can use it on all the courses, the Mango Seed program, the Mango Sprouts program, as well as the indicators like the dynamic indicator. I'm going to be attaching all the links in the description below, but if you had to choose between the indicators or the programs, guys, your education comes first. You learn the foundations of trading. Every indicator is going to be that much more powerful because you'll be able to pick out the right signals from the wrong signals. So if you had to pick between the two, pick the seed program. Now here's why I'm not so comfortable being short 60% of my XRP position. Just by looking at the dashboard trend and volatility profile, you'll notice that the bears are losing momentum here. These trends were all short, guys. Okay, you were green on your returns. All of those short positions were printing money. However, over the past 2 days now, those trends have cooled off. All of the short trends have either flipped neutral or even long on the 12-hour. And like Bitcoin, the 12-hour trend on XRP has been our barometer to gauge the next most probable move for XRP. And right now, that 12-hour is swinging long. More importantly, crypto fear and greed, guys, extreme fear. 15, extreme fear. The lowest it's been all cycle. Every time fear and greed has dipped into the region of fear or extreme fear, those have all marked bounce territories for XRP. And let's be a bit more reflective here. How often has the market ever peaked on extreme fear? Almost never. If you look through the cycles in 2017, 2018, as well as in 2021, the market was euphoric as ever at the peaks. Everyone was so willing to just buy the dip. It dropped 50%. They were like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Right now, it's just despair. No one is calling buy the dip anymore. Another key technical point driving my discomfort is the fact that XRP is still holding that $2 level. Guys, this is no ordinary level. This is the level that the bull market of 2017 as well as the bull market of 2021 got rejected off of. This is the first cycle ever that XRP has not only managed to clear it, and it's going to be 1 year of XRP holding $2 as support. And $2 just got stronger because we now also have the monthly dynamic support that's made its way up to that $2 mark. Guys, when XRP first reclaimed $2, the dynamic was sitting at $1.21. Over the past year that XRP has been consolidating over that $2 threshold, we've seen the dynamic support actually move up. That historic region that every single bull market has gotten rejected off of, this has now gotten that much more stronger. And if we put the dynamic aside, you'll notice that the $2 mark has often been the bounce zone for XRP. Every single tap this entire year has led to XRP's next impulsive rallies. The first one was a good 77% to the upside. The second one was a good 62% to the upside. The third one was a good 40% to the upside. The fourth one was a good 100% to the upside. And now once again, we're back down at 201. And I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, supply would have dwindled out by now. Who's left to buy at 201? Well, here's the thing. We don't play for the loss of a potential battleground until it is lost. which is to say you don't sell into critical support. Now, in the cycle of 2017, XRP drew down a good 96% from its highs. In the bear market of 2021, XRP drew down a good 85% from its highs. Could we have the same thing play out once again? Sure. Who's to say it cannot draw down another 85%? But Sean actually mentioned something very, very important to me over dinner last night. And that was a point on volatility. The one important component that we had contribute to those 80% drawdowns in the bear market of 2018 as well as the bear market of 2021 was the fact that volatility had expanded to a crazy level on the pumps. And volatility, guys, there's no bias with volatility. Volatility is just volatility. There's no direction on there. I've said this in the past and I'm going to say it again. The same volatility that you see to the upside, expect the same thing to the downside. And that's technically what we saw happen in the cycle of 2018 as well as in the bear market of 2021. What's different this time around is that over the past 1 year, volatility has compressed. Now, no, it was not as bad as what we saw right here, even though this was a very, very profitable range for those of you who like swing trading, but it's definitely compressed based on what we saw last year in November, as well as what we saw in the bull market of 2021, as well as what we saw in the bull market of 2017. So if we go into this with a hypothesis that the same volatility that we see kick into the upside is the same volatility that we can see kick into the downside, it would suggest that the probability of an 80% drawdown would actually drop the longer XRP moves in this very, very tight range. That probability is dropping the more sideways action we get. This has been the longest consolidation that XRP has ever had while still maintaining a critical bull market level. The last one we got was right here during this consolidation of 2017, and that was still a good 180 days. We're currently approaching 365 days of just sideways action for XRP. This is to say that the lack of follow-through from the bears below $2 will get them to start sweating. Now, before I give you guys the levels that would spark XRP's next rally, I want to draw your attention to the BitUnix deposit bonus. Guys, this is like free money at the corner of the room for those of you who are new to trading, for those of you who are currently building systems for yourself. You want to test a certain system, you want to test a certain trade setup that you have, you want to test your execution on it, but you're too scared to put on the trade, thinking, what if this time I am wrong? What if this is the one time where it just does not work out and you're scared of losing money? Well, this right here is free money for you to trade with, because in the instance that you lose, you're not losing your money first, you're going to be losing the house's money. Now, this is really, really simple. All you got to do is deposit, trade once. No, the size does not matter. It could be a $20 position, and BitUnix gives you that trading bonus. For a 500 USDT deposit, they're giving you 100 USDT. For a 1000 USDT, you're getting 200 USDT free to trade with. For 2000 USDT, you're getting 400 USDT. That's 20% back in your pocket. So I will be linking this below for those of you actively trading. Make sure to use it. So what is that level that could spark the next rally and, more importantly, get the bears to really, really start sweating? Well, that is none other than the bi-weekly dynamic support back then, now flipped into resistance. Let me tell you something. We start reclaiming that bi-weekly dynamic resistance to the upside. The shorts are going to start getting worried. And right now, with the current visualization on the chart, yes, XRP is stuck between a rock and a hard place. But at least now you know what levels XRP needs to clear out for you to predict the next most likely move. Does it go to the upside or does it drop further to the downside? We start clearing out the bi-weekly dynamic resistance. The next high probability move is going to be a rally to the upside. For those of you who do not have access to the dynamic indicator but you want the levels, it comes in from around 229 down to 218. For those of you who want access to the dynamic indicator, you'll find a link to it in the description below. Make sure to use the Black Friday coupon code. And since we're soon getting into month end, there is one very, very important level, wherein if XRP closes over this, I'm saying game over, bears. And that level is none other than $2.41 on the monthly time frame. If this month of November closes for whatever reason, the volatility picks up right here, XRP rallies only to close the month of November over $2.41, aka the monthly 10 SMA, this is going to be the next likely move. At which point the bears are going to be in trouble. If in the next 4 days we still close under $2.41, then it's us between a rock and a hard place until we find a proper direction with a break up or a breakdown. So all hope not lost for the bulls, not yet. Now, of course, we are going to be following the XRP trade on the Discord chat. So if you are not already in there, join the Discord at themangoway.com/Discord. For those of you looking to jump into any of the courses or the indicators, don't forget to use the Black Friday coupon code BLACKMANGO, and also the BitUnix bonus, guys, free money at the corner of the room for you to trade with stress-free. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, smash the likes. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, so it'd be amazing if you guys could hit the sub if you enjoyed the video and you want more XRP content. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.